I have a problem. To progress further and unlock steel, I need a blast furnace. But to build the blast furnace to smelt steel, I require a special clay called kaolinite. Normally in TerraFirmaCraft, you have to go at least 10,000 blocks south for it. But TerraFirmaGreg added the beneath, a modified nether, where kaolinite naturally spawns. You may think I should go there straight away, but this is very dangerous. So, to prepare, last time I made iron armour, but this isn't enough. So, I need to make like an American and make a flintlock. First, the most complicated part is the flintlock mechanism. This just requires forging and assembling intricate parts together. Next, alloying. To make the flintlock, we're going to need brass. It's the same process as making bronze, and instead of requiring tin, it's just zinc, and I get zinc from a nearby mine. Next, we also need tin alloy, being a mixture of tin and iron. Now, to melt iron, so the liquid metals can mix, as the forge isn't hot enough, we need bellows. Now, bellows require leather, and the process for leather is a bit of a process. First, you put raw hide in lime water to get soaked hide. Then, scrape it with a knife on a log to get scraped hide. Then I soak it in water for prepared hide. Then I put in tannin, which is log and water soaked together, for leather. Once done, I can easily make the tin alloy for the gunpowder. Then I assemble it. A flintlock by itself is good, but without any ammo, it's useless. The ammo required lead, which I sourced from a nearby silver mine, in addition to sulphur and saltpeter, which I already have from my other mining trips. They are used for gunpowder by mixing them together. The lead is then melted into nuggets, as it was way too hard to try and forge them with its low melting point. So I just made a cast for the nuggets, but as I've been crushing all of my ores into powders, when I crushed the lead ore into powder, I didn't realise that that would actually be hazardous, and it gave me a status effect. Now, I'm not really sure what this does, and as far as I could tell, it didn't do anything, but I don't want to be exposed to it for too long. The final component I need for the ammo is paper. Paper is also extremely important for progression, as it is needed to make circuits for machines later on. So, it'll be useful to get started with the production now, regardless of the ammo for the flintlock. Initially, I tried to crush it in my quern, which I made to increase the yield from my ores. There is one issue with the quern, however. It is not powerful enough. So, I make a millstone from clay using a bronze gear forged from a bronze ingot and the quern. I then make a hand crank and cogwheel to power it. And it looks the same with extra steps, so I don't know. It's more powerful trust.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I can then grind the birch logs into hardwood pulp. And boil that with lye in a pot. The pulp then becomes treated, so I crush it in a crushing tub with my feet. The soaked, unrefined paper. To dry this into paper, there's a drying mat sourced from kelp. So I follow a nearby river up north to try and locate a sea. Oh my gosh, they do a lot of damage. Okay. Shoot, shoot. Hit that, come on. Oh, I'm low, I'm low, I'm really low. Oh no. Oh my god, I can't believe I survived that. That was just. This is definitely showing that I'm going to need more gear. Oh my god. Woo. Yeah, good thing I'm trying to make a flintlock right now. Jeez. Upon obtaining the kelp, I make it into a drying mat. Then I place the soaked unrefined paper on it, and I leave a roof on there to keep it dry. As yes, this is modelled in this mod, and yes, it took me 20 minutes to figure out, which should only take 12 to dry. Yeah, that didn't like that. I then combine the components of the ammo together, and then we've got the ammo. Then it's time to head to the beneath. Kaolinite clay. So to get this beneath, I just dig a hole straight down and sit on some bedrock, and then I am sucked in beneath. Get out, so I mine through. Then I need to make a quick bridge over a ravine to get to the nearby opening. Okay, just a bit more. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why am I... Okay. I told you the beneath was dangerous. So the only solution I figure out to get back my stuff is to spawn in, run straight over to the beneath, then run straight over that guy, and then punch him like 1 or 2 times. After doing that, he then kills me. But the damage I deal to him is saved. I think you can see where this is going. So to get my stuff back, I run down, punch him, die. Run down, punch him, die. Run down, punch him, die. And after doing this about 5 or 6 times, I've killed him. And I can go and get my stuff back. Safe to say, I'm going to try and keep my distance. I've got a gun, I should use it. Through this crack, however, is the biome I was looking for. The lush, cave-ish thing. I don't know. You can tell because of all the foliage. This is where kaolinite spawns. I wander around a bit more, and I see these little retextured blazes things. I don't know. They're these little things. And they shoot this stuff at me, and I'm like, what? What is this? And then look closely at what they're shooting at me. That's kaolinite.
That was easy.
The issue is that I am going to need so much kaolinite that just this small amount will not be enough. So I'm going to have to still search for it anyway. Wait, over there. Oh my god, I think that's it. Yes, Cowlinite, let's go. That was actually really quick. Last time I played this mod, it took me like 20 hours to find it. Although I did initially go the 10,000 blocks route, which is probably not the best idea, but it's why I'm going to the beneath now. Oh, let's minus up then. Because there's a diamond vein over here, which is going to have graphite. So I can mine that, and then I've got everything I need for fire clay, which means steel. So, now that we've got the kaolinite clay, you may be asking, how do we turn this into fire clay? That's a good question. We turn this into fire clay by first grinding the graphite ore down into graphite powder. Now the kaolinite powder is a lot more annoying. Basically, 99% of kaolinite gamblers quit right before they hit it big. It's a gambling feature. It says there's about a 20% chance that when you smelt one clay, you'll get one powder. Although, in my experience, I am not that lucky.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! 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 Aw, dang it!
I can then combine some of this kaolinite powder and graphite powder with some clay, and I've got fire clay. I can then use it like any other clay and mould it into a crucible. Why do I need a crucible? A crucible is ridiculously good for alloying metals. I can then fire the crucible in the charcoal forge. I then use some of the last of my fire clay to make fire bricks, and then I heat that back up in the crucible. So you may think now that we've got everything we need for the blast furnace. And you're almost there. We're going to need some insulation. And this will require an iron plate on the outside of each of the fire bricks blocks. This means we need 12 plates. So it's back to the forge for me. Do you remember in my last video I mentioned how I wanted to move my base? Now before I get my steel set up, I'm actually going to want to move my base now. So I want to go south, and I decide, for the better climate and everything, there's a couple conditions I want to my base. I'm going to want it to be close to a river, and I'm going to want it with a decently warm climate. So if I'm travelling south for a little bit more, because that will actually increase the average temperature, so that's important to understand. I found a decent spot. So I put some of my chest down, and I will have to go back to my old base and move my stuff, which, yes, this took ages. I decided while I'm in the area, I need to go down south a little bit more to grab kapok, which I can process into latex, which is used in rubber later on. So I want to get its production started up pretty soon. So I'll get that started in the next episode. And this is my new base. And I will be building something soon. Probably in the next episode. So for right now, we're still lawn base maxing. So now that my base is in a slightly better location, I build the blast furnace and then do a steel smelt. smelt steel, we're going to need iron. Now, I prefer to use blooms for this, but you can use the raw dust. I just prefer using blooms as it is exactly 1 ingot, so it means I've not got anything left in the blast furnace. The ratios become a lot easier. You can do it with, you know, dust and all that, but it's slightly below 1 ingot, so then you get into really funky maths, and I don't like that. I can't just use charcoal for this. I'm going to either need coal coke or anthracite. Now, to make coke, I'm going to need a coke oven, and I've not quite got there yet. The only other option is anthracite. Now, this is actually really easy, as it is just basically coal, but in the beneath. So I've already mined some of that up earlier, while I was down there. And I can then chuck this in to do a steel smelt. So to smelt steel, I'll also need some flux, which I've got plenty of. And for 1 bloom I put in there, I need 1 flux. So I put in some of that, and then also I can then cast the liquid pig iron into ingots. Then refine it into steel in a similar process to the wrought iron and blooms, of course. Now that I've got the steel ingots, you know what comes next. I'll make a steel anvil. So you remember earlier I mentioned the coke oven, and I think it's time to start making that. The coke oven gives me automatic charcoal, and I guaranteed 1 charcoal per 1 log, as in the quick kiln I used previously, it was only a low chance. The downside of this, you know, guaranteed charcoal, it takes longer to make than just using a pit kiln. But to counteract this, I just leave the coke oven running constantly. There's no reason to turn it off after all. A byproduct of using the coke oven is creosote, which is a valuable material in the steam age. Next, we are in a really good position to go straight onto the next tier of anvil, the black steel anvil, the penultimate tier of anvil. But I'm going to need some more metals. So I go and find some cobalt, and then mine for some nickel, as this is needed for the black steel anvil. Black steel is an alloy and another alloy called black bronze of steel, nickel. This is sourced from metals on hand of copper, gold and silver, which I already mined previously. I can use crucible and alloy first the black bronze, and then weak steel. Weak steel must be welded with pig iron and then further worked into black steel. This is really expensive, but luckily we are going to make something soon that will make that a bit cheaper. But for right now, that is so much steel being put into these 1 ingots. It's a lot. Then make the black steel anvil. Now that we've got the black steel anvil, we now come to the final thing I want to make this episode. A steam boiler. This will allow me to get steam machines without the native. But for right now, steam boiler. This will require glass, which is a whole process in itself, because every time you have to make something in this mod pack, there's about a process behind it. It's just ridiculous. It's fun though. So, I need to grab white sand, and yes, white sand specifically, because any other type of sand makes different glass. So I need white sand, but I've got white sand, so I get white sand and I mix it with just random nonsense. Yeah, it doesn't matter, it's cheap. To make a glass batch. I can stick that on the end of a ceramic bowl pipe, which I actually made in episode 1, but I don't really need it until now. And heat it up in the charcoal forge, and then pour it onto some kaolin for a block of glass. If you see over there, I've actually also got the setup for glass paints, which, you know, might be useful. I don't know. But I forgot you can't actually pick up glass without silk touch. And I don't think there's enchantments in this mod. But I can pick it up using a gem saw. So, remember previously how I mentioned the graphite vein has diamonds? I did actually mine up a few diamonds. So I can crush that in the grindstone to get diamond powder. And then combine that with a brass rod, which I forged out with brass over here, to make a gem saw which will allow me to pick up the glass. Then using the steel, I can process that into steel plates. I process the last of my black steel into plates. Before combining bricks and wrought iron into steam machine casing. Combine them together. And now I have my first boiler. And with it, the age of steam has begun. Join me next time for the Industrial Revolution. And since you watched this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe, as it helps small channels like mine out. If for nothing else than motivation. But thank you for watching.